What's up, guys? We're back with another one. Today, we have Mr. CEO Carter Vincentini. He is the CEO of Versatile Agency, which I am the COO of. But I wanted to make this video because I think we can provide some really valuable insights for people trying to start a digital marketing agency, or you have an agency between 20K a month and you just want some information on how to scale, how to give great service delivery, and how to sell your service. So yeah, I thought we would just sit down here, this comfy couch, share some insights. But yeah, this might be a little bit of a fun one. First question I have for you, which I think other people will be valuable, is you sit down and how do you create an offer that you can sell? Like a valuable offer that people will like. How do you go about creating that? Where do you start?
Yeah, so obviously a couple different things go into creating an actual good offer. I've created a lot of different offers. I've been doing this now for 4.5 years, which isn't a long time, but a lot of different offers were ran prior to the current one that we're at now. So for specifically my space in the real estate world and doing online marketing, there's a couple different ways you can go about it. There's the commission-based structure where you get, the pay per result model. You could do pay per lead, pay per appointment, monthly retainers, pay in full. There's all kinds of different options basically. So the first thing to do is just do your market research. Don't go in blind and just try and create something to create something. At the end of the day, that's pretty useless. You might as well just go in, do your research, see what's working for other people, what offers other people are running. Ways you can go about doing that is going into the Facebook ad library and go look at ads and actually just listen to what their offer is, what their guarantee is and whatnot, or even just reach out to people and see if they'll, give you their price point or whatever that looks, join communities. But the way that I came across the current offer that it is that we're running now is honestly by trial and error. So I didn't invest into a mentor or course or anything like that. I was just learning from failure and essentially changing things up after that. But that's really the only way that I can go about chatting about things, because that's just the route that I took, would be to create an offer. If it makes sense to you, it makes sense. Try and sell it. If you can't sell it, change the offer, rinse and repeat. That's what I did. And then 2.5 years in, I came across the current offer that we run now, which is a painful model. People have the option between a 6-month term or a year, and that's it. And 2.5 years ago, I did the best month I ever did compared to the prior 2.5 years. And I was like, okay, shit, I have an actual good offer in my hands here with a good guarantee. But as far as actually developing something, I mean, it's going to be very different depending on the niche that you're in, the actual services you're providing, the value you're providing. You can't come out charging what we charge because you're not providing the value that we provide. So it's really just comes down to creating something that you think makes sense, price it accordingly for the value you're providing, take the sales calls, take 10, 20 calls. If you're not getting any closes or any reaction, switch up the offer and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things people get confused about or just don't know what to do. And the biggest thing is what everyone says is do not try to reinvent the wheel. Like, don't just sit there and be like, oh, wow, I think that maybe this offer could be cool, and just start running it. Like, just look at the market, use ad tools, paid ad tools on the YouTube ad library, the Facebook ad library. Just see what's working for your niche and just spin it up in your own way. Spin it up in your own branding, your own way, and now you have a proven offer that works. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and in the beginning stages, you just want to make something so irresistible to you that people can't say no, because you have nothing to lose in the early stages. You don't have a massive overhead. You don't have a lot of softwares. You definitely don't have payroll. You don't have a team. So make it so irresistible for the value that you are telling them you're going to provide that they just can't say no. And what I mean by that is that just lowball yourself, because in the beginning, it's all about just getting a couple of clients anyways and getting some experience under your belt, maybe a couple case studies, whatever it looks like. So create the price lower than it normally would be. Make the guarantee so irresistible that people can't say no. That's really all that goes into, at the end of the day, creating a good offer.
Awesome. Okay. And here's a controversial one I see a lot of debates about. Should you, as a beginner agency owner, try to get as much experience as possible and learn how to do Facebook ads library, ads management, and be an expert at it, YouTube ads, be an expert at it, and then try to sell your way through some clients? Or should you just develop an offer, create content, and just try to sell as much as possible and then learn as you go? And if it goes to shit, start refunding your clients. What would you recommend? Because I see a lot of debates about this.
Yeah, I'd rather get paid to learn is my whole thing, and that's just the way that I went about doing it anyways. So that's the way that I would tell people to do it. You can learn all you want about service delivery, master Facebook, YouTube, Google ads, and dial in your ISA script and do all this shit. But at the end of the day, you can't sell your offer to someone. You're not good in the sales call. It doesn't matter how fucking good you are at service delivery because you can't get a client. So it's irrelevant. Like I said, I'd rather get paid to learn. So the way that I went about doing it was just, obviously I learned about the service delivery aspect of things. I knew how to run an ad and stuff like that, but I wasn't hyper focused on becoming the best possible ad specialist there was, media buyer there was, and really not doing anything until I just knew the ins and outs of everything and made sure I can get hundreds of leads and get the appointments booked. Like, I was just learning the basics, and that's it, so I can still try and fulfill on what it is that I was pitching in the call. But like I said, I would personally rather get paid to learn, and I wanted to make sure that what I was selling, people are even interested in the first place before I went and wasted 3 months just trying to master the art of the service delivery. So do your outreach, take your sales calls. Once you close a client, then worry about, mastering the service aspect of things, trying to get them the best possible results you can. Like I said, in the early stages, you don't have any risk. If it goes bad, whatever. It's not like you're doing wrong by anyone. Refund them, move on, go to the next client. You know what to do better now. And at the end of the day, for me, I was very fine sleeping at night knowing that if I had to refund someone, I had to refund someone. No harm done. Young, learning, you're in business. That's the way I went about doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it totally makes sense just to get paid to learn. That's the whole aspect. Like, they're literally giving you money where you now have the chance and the pressure on you to learn this platform and learn how to make your service great. And yeah, worst comes to worst, refund, act like it never happened. But yeah, awesome. Okay, so now someone has an offer. Someone has a basic idea of what they're going to do for this client in this certain niche. The biggest problem we see now is, I've talked to a lot of people, they have the best offer ever. It totally makes sense, but they get on the sales call and they just can't close. They just get in the sales call. They either get nervous, the client doesn't trust them enough. Like, what tips would you give to actually sell these people?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, you just have to naturally have good communication skills and be personable, be relatable in the call. That's number one. You naturally have to develop those skills. If you don't, then you're just starting at a way, way lower point than people who are just naturally good at talking. And then obviously there's all the sales aspect of things that go into the call, but you need to be a good communicator. So first and foremost, if you have social anxiety or aren't good at chatting with people as it is, I don't know, go out.
You're cooked.
Yeah. Go out to your local club, go out to bars and start cold approaching people, having conversations just to get used to talking to people first and foremost, because if not, you're not going to sell shit. But then after that, for us in the space that we're in, it's a lot of logical based selling. We're not doing like a coaching program and selling stuff to 16-year-olds. We're not doing, just B2C. We're doing B2B business. And these realtors in our space, it's saturated. People get a lot of outreach, jump on a lot of calls. We're not going to emotionally sell them. We're not going to get them to an emotional state where we say, oh, what would happen if you didn't close X amount of deals this year for you and your family? Like, you're never going to emotionally sell these people. So all of ours is just very logical based selling. We want to make them learn so much in a short period of time and in such a simple way that they're just like, holy shit, this makes so much sense. How can I not do this? It's obviously going to work. It just makes so much sense. So the 3 different steps in the actual sales process is, the first is the discovery, which is the most important. We spend 10 to 15 minutes in the discovery just actually diving into the pain points and figuring out what they've already done, what didn't work for them, why they're not currently running ads, why they are and why it's not working. So developing your questions revolving around your niche and your space to actually get the ammunition that you need at the start of the call. So at the end, when they say certain rebuttals, you can revert back to what they said and it doesn't come across controversial anymore. You're just bringing up the things that they already told you. And then throughout the middle part of the sales call, basically we're just quickly going over the service, how we've already done it, how we can do it for them, and then the guarantee and what that'll look like. So yeah, it's hard to give tips when I don't know, obviously, people's exact situations, the niche that they're in, how they're selling their offer, but those are the main, aspect of sales basically. It's either you're good, or if not, you're just fucking ass and take a course or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes sense. And I can speak from experience. Double down on your skill set as well. So if you're someone where you're like, okay, I'm really good at this specific thing. I'm good at building a business and the branding and the offer and the service delivery, but I am very low confidence in my sales skills. Find a business partner. Find someone that you can team up with. Give away half of the business to someone who can sell, because you don't want to take away from your own skill set. If you're really, really talented at ads and building AI systems, but you really suck at sales, and now you're spending a majority of your time or all of your time doing sales and not doubling down on your actual skills, you're just kind of hurting yourself. So find someone who can sell, partner up with them, and that's how you can fix that problem.
Yeah, I mean, I agree and disagree with that at the same time. Obviously, if you're like absolutely trash at sales and you can't do it for the life of you, then maybe, yeah, try and find a business partner and do what Parker just said. But I'm a firm believer in, if someone else can figure out the sales aspect of things, then you probably can too. You might not be the best ever just because naturally you're not good at it. But I personally think you should learn how to do absolutely everything within your own business. At one point in time, you should be doing everything. You should be decent at it all. So then you hold all the cards. 'Cause even when you hire people, like, you don't want, at any point in time, you don't want anyone to know that if they left, everything's fucked. Like, you want to know that you hold all the cards in your hand. At the end of the day, you can do that job, you can do this, you can replace them with that. So I personally like that peace of mind, especially in the early stages. But if not, you can absolutely just find a partner, do whatever that plan would be. But there's kind of both sides to that coin. It all depends how ass you are at sales or how ass you are at running the ads manager.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. You want to know how to do all these roles before you hire out and delegate. I think it's important to have that knowledge of like, hey, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this is working, this isn't working. Just having that knowledge base, even if you do suck at it, at least you know. So that totally makes sense. To add on to that, if you are bringing in team members, maybe you're at the point now, you're at like 15K a month, 20K a month, and you need to delegate all the service delivery or some of the service delivery, build your team to actually scale up your agency. What do you look for in people to hire? Because I know from experience, we've had a lot of trial and errors with when it comes to hiring, some good hires, some bad hires. But now that we've been through this experience, what do you think makes a great team member employee?
Yeah. I used to say, I don't give a fuck about what you know regarding the actual role and position for the most part, because we can just teach anyone how to do it. But that now has changed a little bit after this new hire that we recently got, and even the one before that, because if they know a lot about what we're already doing and they're actually good at the role we're trying to hire for, that makes life a lot easier. Before, it was just strictly from a culture perspective. Like, our whole thought process was, okay, we have the training SOPs put in place where we know what we're doing. We can just teach people and show them, how to fulfill on the role we just hired them for and get used to all the systems, the platforms, the creative development. But with the space that we're in, for the most part, a lot of these roles, you kind of already need to have the skill set to actually level up and grow within the business and just be good as it is. Otherwise, there's just too much time of us trying to like get you up to speed with what we're doing. You need to be able to think on your own and do your own thing, make your own decisions. Otherwise, what was the point of, hiring you in the first place? So now it's just looking at their skill set and seeing, okay, do they have what it takes to operate in their own time, make their own decisions, not just do the tasks at hand, but actually think outside the box and trying to make things better. That's basically from a skill set perspective. And then from a culture perspective, it's just young individuals. It's easier to work with younger people just because our whole team is all very young, and having the same vision that we have, wanting to grow, wanting to not just work somewhere to work, but actually make it feel like it's family and a good time and a big group of people just trying to build something legendary. So yeah, the culture perspective is huge for us, because at the end of the day, you're doing this Monday to Friday, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. Takes up a lot of time in your life. And we want to create a culture and something that's just fun to be a part of day in and day out, week in, week out, month after month. That's kind of the biggest goal. So, we do team events. We just did one, in Tremblant. I plan to do more of them as we grow. I want to build the community of us actually seeing people, the team members in person, and building that connection, that relationship. That comes with obviously doing good. And as long as we're, continuing to think outside the box, do the things we need to do. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I look for.
Yeah, fully makes sense. I would agree as well. So just for context as well, we just had a role that we were hiring for. We put an ad on LinkedIn, and we also dropped a little ad in our internal Discord of people who've kind of know about Versatile Agency and our business for the past couple of years. And we've gotten over 160 applicants. And the biggest thing I noticed and what I kind of looked for is that it's a younger individual who has the drive to like, okay, I really like what these guys are doing. I want to be part of the team, instead of like a normal LinkedIn applicant would be like, yeah, I'm going to do the job, I'm going to clock out, and that's it. And you're going to get those different level of hires, and you need both within your business, reliable people and also people who do think outside of the box. Those are the A players. But yeah, sometimes you just have to take the risk on people. If you feel like they have good personality, they have the vision, You can know that they're reliable and hardworking. Just go for it. And then worst case, prohibition period, 30 days in, find someone else. So last question is more about the mindset of things, because all these ideas are great on paper, but when you actually go to do them and you actually try to start your business and you're eating shit for the first few months to a year, what made you keep pushing through in that first year where you're probably getting refunds or people are complaining all the time and there's so many different options in your life? It's like, hey, I'm going to continue school. What made you actually push through and be like, hey, I'm just going to eat through this shit for a little bit. I know things are going to be better on the other side. How do you get through that?
Yeah, my brain worked a little differently, and I think it still does. Just because in the early stages, I didn't really know, like I always knew my why was the reason why I started was just for location time freedom. I didn't really care how much money I was making. Just the thought of someone telling me, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't go travel, you can't go to camp this week because you got to work, like that, to me just it made absolutely no sense in my head. So I was like, okay, I'm 100% doing my own thing. But as far as continuing to do it while I was eating shit, making no money, or, you know, refund this, refund that, don't know what I'm doing, was just my ego. I was just extremely stubborn and couldn't wrap my head around the fact that if Johnny, Stuart, Steve, and all these other people did it and scaled it to X amount or made X amount of money, or they're clearly doing it and it's working, then I don't see a fucking world where I can't figure it out. Because all these people, they say it in their videos just like I say it in mine. I'm no different. I dropped out of university. I don't have any special gift. It was just relentless hard work and just failing at shit, starting doing something different, doing this, doing that. Like it was just the ego of me being like, okay, if all these other people did it, then there's no world where I can't. It doesn't make any sense. If I just keep doing this for long enough, don't give up, eventually it's going to end up working. That's just inevitable. That's, you know, how it works. So people just give up way too quick and try and find the next shiny object, but you just got to work at something long enough, hard enough, and keep doing it. And the reason why a lot of people don't start is just because they don't really know what to do. Like in the beginning, like, oh, what do I start? Like, what do I even start doing? Like, I don't even know what to do. And that's the thing. You just need to start doing fucking something. Just start doing shit. Like, start just fucking doing something. And eventually you just get on this path of like, okay, maybe I'm going to do this, and you start building shit out. Then this happens and this, like, once you just start doing stuff, eventually things just start rolling and stuff just starts happening, and you start actually, you know, getting a little bit of foundation going. But there is no exact answer to what to start doing, because you might not even know what business you want to start. You might not know this, but you just need to start doing something.
Yeah, that fully makes sense. And I think 80% of people or more deal with such analysis paralysis, where they're watching even videos like this one or podcasts and reading books, and they're doing this day in and day out, and it makes you feel like you're doing so much, but at the same time you're doing nothing at all until you actually start. I've seen this with every business model, drop shipping, stuff like that. People are just watching videos and they just won't actually test products. It all falls in the same line. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Appreciate you for watching, Carter. Appreciate you for hopping on here, giving some valuable insights.
Hell yeah.
I hope if you're watching this, you're either trying to start an agency, you have an agency you're looking to scale. Hopefully these are some free, valuable insights for you. If you want more, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button so this post can get some more views, and we'll see you on the next one.
Power with purpose.
Let's go. Power with purpose, baby.
Power with purpose. Woo!